Hi friends, welcome to my channel. It's Sierra with Sierra's Crafty Creations, and today we're going to be doing a crochet tutorial on how to create this very lovely chunky cabled beanie. So these are really fun crochet cables, and I know they look intimidating, but I'm going to take you step by step on how to create this beautiful hat. So let's go ahead and jump into the materials that you're going to need for this pattern. Today I'm going to be using Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn. This is a size 4 worsted weight yarn. I use the same yarn for this hat as well. Other good yarns to use would be Red Heart Super Soft. If you go to Joann's, they have big twist value. But as long as it's a size 4, you should be good to go. You're also going to need a 4mm G crochet hook, pair of scissors, and a yarn needle to weave in your ends. Let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. So grab your yarn, 4mm crochet hook, and let's get started on the brim. We're going to be doing from the bottom up for this hat. So we're going to create the brim and this ribbed look here. So we're going to start with that first. And to do that, we're going to start with a slip knot. Insert your hook. And we're going to chain 7. So to chain, you're going to grab the yarn on your hook and pull through this loop here. That's a chain. So grab your hook, pull through the loop. That's 2. And we're going to chain 7. All right. And for our first row of the brim, we are going to single crochet in the second chain from our hook. So this is our first chain here. So we're going to insert into the second chain. Grab your yarn, pull through. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through both. And that's your single crochet. And you're going to do that for each chain across, so you'll have a total of 6 single crochets. All right, and that's our first row. To do our second row, we are going to chain 1, so grab your yarn, pull through the loop, and turn your work. And we want to create a ribbed look, and to do that, we're going to be working the single crochet in the back loop only. So in your stitch, you will have a front loop, which is this one here, and then a back loop. So you're going to insert your hook in just the back loop only and create your single crochet there. So grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull through both loops, and you're going to do that across until the very last stitch. So grabbing just the back loop only, create your single crochet. And once we come to the last stitch, we're going to put a single crochet as normal, so going under both loops there, create a single crochet. And what this is going to do is just keep the edge of our hat nice and even and cohesive looking. So that is why we're going to just do this single crochet as normal in the last stitch. So we're going to keep repeating that row 2 for the rest of our rows in our brim, and we should have a total of 65 rows. So the repeat is chain 1, turn, single crochet in the back loop only of the first 5 stitches, back loop only, single crochet all the way down until your last stitch, and then you'll place a single crochet as normal in that last stitch. Now that we have our brim, we are going to fold it in half so our short ends are lined up together, and we're going to slip stitch these 2 edges together to connect our brim and create a circle. And to do that, we are going to insert our hook into this very first stitch, line it up for the very first stitch on this side, grab our yarn from the back, pull through both sides, and then pull through the loop on our hook, and that's our slip stitch. And you're going to do that for each stitch across, so you should have a total of 6 slip stitches, remembering to go through both sides. Right, and once we come to the last one, what I like to do is take my brim and flip it like this so that the seam is on the inside. And then I'm just gonna rotate here. So this is what the seam on the outside is gonna look like. And now we are ready to work on the body of our hat. And to start, we're gonna do a foundation round. So we're gonna be working in the rounds from here on out in the body. And to do that, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to place a half double crochet along the side of this brim, because this is now the top of our brim. So you're going to yarn over, insert into the very first space you can get into here, grab your yarn, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and that's your half double crochet. You're going to place 70 half double crochets as evenly as we can. Since there's not actual stitches to go through, just do the best you can. This will be my next open spot, so I'm going to place a half double crochet here, and then a half double crochet here, and as you can see, they're all spaced out pretty evenly, so that's what you want to do, just as evenly as you can, and I will go ahead and meet you at the end. You're going to be right back here to the very first half double crochet that we created, and we're working in the round, so we're going to slip stitch to the very first half double crochet that we made. So you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. And now our very first round is done for the body. So now to start round 2, we're going to chain 1. And we're not going to be turning because we're going to be working in the round, and we're going to start with a half double crochet in our very first stitch. So the same stitch that you slip stitched into is going to be what we work into, so this one here. So yarn over, insert into that same stitch, and create a half double crochet. And now we're going to be doing our very first front post double crochet. So the format of this hat is going to be, we have our half double crochets to start, then we're going to have a post here, half double crochets to space, then we're going to have our cable, which is 9 stitches wide, then we're going to have half double crochet space, and then we're going to have another post. So these posts kind of frame our cable. So this section here is what we're going to be repeating all the way around the hat, and you'll have a total of 5 cables. All right, so we're going to create that first post that's going to be framing our cable, and to do that we're going to yarn over our hook, and we're going to be working behind this half double crochet stitch from the row below, so from the row that we just did. So yarn over, go behind this post here, this half double crochet, and then we're going to create a front post double crochet. So to do that, we're going to grab our yarn, pull it behind that stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and that is a front post double crochet. And then we're going to place a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. But when we do front post double crochets, the one thing that we want to make sure is that we're looking behind our work and that we're skipping that stitch so that our stitch count is correct. So this stitch right here is associated with this front post double crochet, so we're going to work in the next stitch beside it. So we're going to create a half double crochet in this stitch and the one right beside it, half double crochet as normal, and you can always turn your work and see, double check that you've skipped that stitch. Now we're going to be working on the cable. We're going to start with what I call a right side cable because our twist is going to be on the right side, and to do that we're going to yarn over our hook, we're going to skip 3 posts. So I like to count the actual half double crochets down here. That way I know exactly which one that I need to go into. So I like to stretch it out a little bit. It helps you see your posts easier. So over here we have our front post. So this half double crochet and this half double crochet are for the 2 half double crochets that we just did. So the 3 beside it, 1, 2, 3, those are the ones we're going to skip for now. Yarn over your hook and go behind the next half double crochet, and then you're going to create your front post double crochet. So yarn over, pull behind the stitch and create your double crochet, and it's going to be, because we just skipped those 3, so your stitch is going to be kind of slanted this way, and we're going to do the same thing in the next 2 posts beside the one that we just made. So that was the one we just did. We're going to go right next to it, go behind that stitch, create our front post double crochet, and then again right beside that one, so you'll have a total of 3. All right, and to complete the crisscross, we're actually going to work behind these posts that we just made and working into the skipped stitches. So this part is a little tricky, so don't worry if you need to do it a couple of times. So what you're going to do is yarn over your hook, take your hook behind these stitches, go to the very first stitch that we skipped here, this one, take your hook and work under it. And what I like to do is push these posts forward so that I can see, I push them forward so that I can see my stitch here. That's the easiest way for me to do it. So I'm working behind because all of these are in front, and then I'm going to create my front post double crochet. And we're going to do that again for the other two that we had skipped. So again, taking yarn over your hook, going behind these stitches, and like I said, I like to just pull these up front, and there's like a little gap here that I can see the stitches better, and then I just work in them from this point. That way it's just easier to see and work. So you're going to go into the second skip stitch and then into the third skip stitch and create your front post double crochet. And then I can move it so you can see that this is the twist. So that's going to be the start of our cable there. And that's our right twist because it's on the right side, and we're going to finish our cable by placing 3 front post double crochets in these 3 posts. So right next to this post here, we're going to go under the stitch, create a front post double crochet, and these ones should be pretty straight up and down. Go into the next one, and our third final one right beside it. And that is our cable. So our cable is 9 stitches wide. That was our right cable because our twist is on the right side. And so now we're going to finish out our repeat section, and you can look in the back and count your 9 stitches to make sure you're placing your next stitch in the right place. And we're going to place a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Half double crochet as normal, and then we're going to do another front post double crochet just like we did here at the beginning, and this is going to help frame your cable. And again, I just like to move my stitches around, and I look at the bottom one here. So this is with the first half double crochet, with the second, so I know this one here is going to be where I put my front post double crochet. And that ends your repeat. So you're going to start with a post, 2 half double crochets, your cable, 2 half double crochets, and a post. All right, so let's do the repeat one more time on camera. We're going to start with 2 half double crochets, making sure that we skip 1 stitch in the back. First half double crochet, second. Count these for a half double crochet. Then we're going to skip the next 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to be working under this 4th one. So yarn over your hook, go under the stitch, create your front post double crochet, create a front post double crochet in the next 2, all right, so now we have these going across, so we want to finish this right cable with working 3 front post double crochets behind these posts that we just did. So taking your hook behind, going through that very first skipped stitch here, and going behind it. And I like to do my method where I pull these to the front so I can see what's going on back here, create my front post double crochet, and I'll keep those in front, and I'll move these around so I can see my other 2 posts that I need to do. So I'm going to go in the second skipped, front post double crochet, and my third skipped. All right, and I'll and there's our cross. And to finish our cable, we're going back here next to this post here and create 3 front post double crochets. Make sure that you skip your 9 stitches, half double crochet in the next 2, and then we're going to front post double crochet to end our repeat. So here's our post associated with our half double crochets. I'm gonna front post in the next, and that ends our repeat. So you're gonna keep doing that all the way around. Like I said, you should have 5 cables total. So go ahead and keep repeating that, and I will meet you at the end. Once we come to the end of our second round, and you should have 1 stitch left, and you're going to place a half double crochet in that very last stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch to the beginning half double crochet. All right, so that finishes round 2, and now we're going to move on to round 3. And to start round 3, we're going to chain 1, half double crochet in that same space that you slip stitched into. Then we're going to front post double crochet around this post. So you're going to go behind the post and front post double crochet. And then we're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Again, making sure that we skip that 1 stitch in the back there. Half double crochet, half double crochet. And now we are back to our cable section. For this round, we are going to place a front post double crochet in each post. So starting with this closest one to you, going underneath, create your front post double crochet, and then in the next 2 here, and then we don't want to forget the ones that are in the back here, so we want to make sure that we have all 3. So I like to move these stitches out of the way there so I can make sure I can get to them, and we're going to front post double crochet in the first one here, so going underneath, and the second one back here, and this third one. And then we're going to front post double crochet in these 3 posts here, going underneath, and the last one. Okay, so you should have a total of 9 front post double crochets, and then we'll have 2 half double crochets here, again counting back to make sure you skip those 9 stitches, half double crochet in the next 2, and ending our repeat with our front post double crochet here in this post. All right, so there's our repeat, and we're gonna start over again. I'll do this one on camera with you as well. So half double crochet in the next 2, we're now at our cable section, and we're going to front post double crochet over these 9 stitches. So starting with this first post here closest to you, these 3 posts on the top here, going underneath, and then moving these out of the way a little bit to get to the 3 back here, creating your front posts. And then our last 3 here. All right, so there's our 9 front post double crochets. We're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And front post double crochet in this post. And there's your repeat. So go ahead and keep doing that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. All right, in the very last stitch, we're going to end with a half double crochet and slip stitch to the first half double crochet of the round. All right, so that is round 3. Now we're going to move on to round 4, chain 1, half double crochet in that very first stitch, the same one you slip stitched into. Then we're going to front post double crochet around our post here, half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And now we are at our cable section. And so in row 2, we did a right cable. So our cabling was on the right side. So for row 4, we're going to do a left side cable. So our twist is going to be over here. And to do that, we're going to yarn over. We're going to front post double crochet along these 3. So this closest one to you first. And then the second one. And the third. All right. And then we are going to skip these 3 in the middle, and we're going to front post double crochet around the next stitch, and then front post double crochet around these 2 posts here. And for our right cable, we went behind our stitches. For the left cable, we're going to go in front of our stitches. So to do that, we're going to yarn over our hook and bring our hook in front of these stitches, going back towards these middle stitches that we skipped. So going in front, going to that first skipped post here, create your front post double crochet. Again, going in front, going to the second skipped, and the third. All right, so now our twist is over here, and we're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and front post double crochet here around our post, and that's our repeat. So now we have had a right cable and a left cable. So let's go ahead and repeat that again on camera. 2 half double crochets at your cable space. We're going to front post double crochet over these first 3 posts here. We're going to skip these 3 middle ones, yarn over, go into the next post, front post double crochet, front post double crochet in the next 2, right? And we're going to yarn over and front post double crochet in front, going over and in front of those posts that we just made, going to the first skipped one here, creating our front post double crochet. Again, going over the stitches in front of and then behind the second one, and then our third one, half double crochet in the next 2, and front post double crochet along our post. All right, so go ahead and keep repeating until the end of the round. Ending with a half double crochet in the very last stitch and slip stitch to the beginning half double crochet. That's going to end round 4. Yarn, chain 1, and round 5 is going to be a repeat of round 3. So half double crochet in the very first stitch, front post double crochet around our post, half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and we're at our cable. So the repeat of round 3 is we're placing a front post double crochet in each 9 of these stitches. So here's our first 3. And this one is a little different because we have our cabling over here. So we want to do these back ones next. So we're going to go under here. and then do these slanted ones over here as our last 3. And then a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And a front post double crochet around our post. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around. Okay friends, we have now successfully done both sides of the cable. So we've started with our right side cable, and we've now done our left side cable. So now at this point, we're just going to be repeating rows 2 through 5. So if you need a refresher, feel free to go back in the video, rewatch rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to keep repeating these rows until we reach row 21, and then we'll start doing our decreases for the top of the hat. So we just completed round 5. So our next repeat would be round 2. And that is where we're going to do the right side cable. So I'll put a graph here for you to show you the breakdown of the rounds, and I will meet you back here for round 21 to start our decreases. All right, guys, once we have reached round 21, so you haven't done 21 yet, that's what we're about to start here. This is going to start our decrease rounds to shape the top of our hat. So for this, we're going to half double crochet in the very first stitch, front post double crochet around our post here, and this is where our decrease is going to happen. And all of our half double crochets in between, we're going to half double crochet these 2 together. So to do that, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert into the first half double crochet, grab your yarn, pull through. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over your hook again, go into the second half double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through, and you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 5. And that's going to create this decrease. So now we have 2 stitches, and in the next round that will become just 1 stitch. So that's where we're going to be doing our decreases in this round. Our cables are going to be worked as normal, and for this round you should be doing your front post double crochet across these 9 stitches. And once you do your 9 front post double crochets, we are coming to our next set of half double crochets, and we're going to do a decrease. So yarn over, insert into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over your hook, insert into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through all loops on your hook. And then you'll have your front post double crochet right next to it, and that completes your section. And you're going to repeat that around. So for both your half double crochet on either side of your cables, and starting here, your half double crochet spaces, we are going to be half double crocheting 2 together to create that decrease all the way around. And once you come to the end of your round, you're just going to place 1 half double crochet in that very last stitch and slip stitch to your beginning half double crochet. All right, chain 1, and we're going to go on to our next round, round 22, which is also going to be a decrease round. To do that, we're going to half double crochet in the very first stitch, front post double crochet around the next. And now, since we decreased last time, there's only 1 stitch here, and so we're going to place 1 half double crochet here. And now we're going to be decreasing with our front posts. We're going to take these 3 posts here, and we're going to front post double crochet all 3 of these together. And to do that, you're going to yarn over, insert into the post, grab your yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then leave these 2 on your hook. Then we're going to yarn over, go to the next post, yarn over, pull back, yarn over, pull through the first 2. Now you'll have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to do it one more time for this 3rd post here. Pull through the first 2. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 of them. And that is going to take all 3 of these into 1 stitch. And we're going to do that for all 3 sets of 3. So this 3, the middle 3, and then this 3 as well. So yarn over, go behind the first, go through the first 2, leave these 2 on your hook, yarn over, go under the second post, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and the third, then yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. And I'm going to do that again for the last set of 3. Front post double crocheting all 3 of them together. All right, so that took our 9 stitches and we decreased it to now only 3. Then we have just the 1/2 double crochet space next. So place 1/2 double crochet, then your front post double crochet here, and you're going to repeat that around. So 1/2 double crochet, then these first 3 we're going to front post double crochet all 3 of them together. Now the middle 3, and the last 3. One-half double crochet and your front post double crochet. All right, so go ahead and keep doing that all the way around. All right, you're ending with 1/2 double crochet in the last stitch as normal and slip stitching to your beginning 1/2 double crochet. Now moving on to round 23, chain 1, and we're actually going to skip the first 1/2 double crochet and go right to a front post double crochet in our post here. And we're going to skip this 1/2 double crochet. We're skipping all the 1/2 double crochets in the round. So we're skipping this one and we're going straight for this cluster here. So last round we took these 3 and turned them into 1 stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3 stitches up here. They're kind of bulky, but essentially they're just 1 stitch. And we're going to front post double crochet all 3 of these stitches together. So just like we did for these below. So you're going to go behind this, and it is a larger stitch because we have 3 of them together. You're going to pull your yarn behind that, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, go behind the middle cluster here, pull your yarn over, pull through 2, and then this last cluster. All right, and then yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Again, we're skipping all 1/2 double crochet stitches, and we're going to go into our front post double crochet over here. All right, and we're going to repeat that around, skipping the 1/2 double crochet, going straight to these clusters, going under, pulling our yarn through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 to the middle cluster, behind it, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and the third cluster, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 4, skip your 1/2 double crochet, and go into the front post double crochet here. And as you can see, it's going to start getting tighter because we're making a lot of decreases, so your top opening is going to get smaller. So go ahead and keep working that all the way around. And after you make your last 3 front post double crochets together, we're skipping that 1/2 double crochet stitch, and we're actually going to slip stitch to the beginning front post double crochet that we made at the beginning of this round. So go ahead and create your slip stitch there, and this is what the top will be looking like for you. We're going to do one final round, so you're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet 2 together along the tops of each stitch. So here's our first stitch, insert, pull up a loop, and then you're going to insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops, and then yarn over, pull through all 3, and that creates 2 single crochets together. So insert, draw up a loop, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, and yarn over, pull through all 3. So we're going to do that all the way around, and then we're going to slip stitch to this beginning stitch. All right, it's a little tight up there, so it might be a little hard to maneuver. So once we do that, we're going to leave a little bit of a tail, cut our yarn, and I like to act like I'm chaining one and pull the rest of my tail out and secure it. And if you still have a little bit of a gap, you can take your tail and your hook and go through the tops of these stitches, pull your yarn through to just cinch up the top. And once that's done, I like to create a knot just to secure it, and that is done. All right, friends, now your beanie is all done. You might have a few yarn tails, and that is when you're going to want to grab your yarn needle, and you're just gonna thread your tails through and then weave in your ends. I like to go in a few different directions just to hide and secure them. Then you can cut them off and do this to any and all ends. I usually have one at the beginning and one at the end. Now that our ends are weaved in, we are 100% finished. Feel free to add a yarn palm or a faux fur palm to the top of your beanie, or leave it as is. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for all future crochet and knit tutorials. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys!